Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the Arabic alphabet series. Today we'll be doing lesson number 14. So let's begin. In the previous lesson we learned about syllable type 1 and type 2. Type 1 and type 2 syllables are pretty easy. We have already done a lot of practice on them and we don't need much recap of it. But today we're going to learn about syllable type 3. This is a new syllable that you haven't learned before. You haven't seen this before anywhere. This type of syllable is special in the sense, and it's also common. So it's you'll find this a lot of times in the Arabic language. So it's important that you focus on this especially. This type of syllable will require a special symbol. So just like fatha, kasra, dhamma, the vowels, there's a separate symbol in the Arabic alphabet. Okay. Other than the vowels, there's a separate symbol in the Arabic alphabet. This symbol is called the Sukoon symbol. So syllable type 3 will be using the Sukoon symbol. So we need to know what is a Sukoon symbol. Sukoon symbol is like where there's a word and then you find that the last letter of that word doesn't have any fatha, kasra, dhamma after it. So there's no fatha, no kasra, no dhamma on the last letter of that word. So for example, if they have to make an example, it'll be this. So as you can see, there is ra and then there is fatha. This is type 1. We already saw this. Then there is ba, and on top of ba, surprisingly, there's nothing. The ba has been left blank. This is not actually a vowel. This symbol is not actually a vowel, but it will be put here. Even if it's not a vowel, it's a separate topic in the Arabic alphabet. It's not a symbol, neither is it an alphabet. Alright, so this symbol will be kept over here. Now, what does the symbol produce? What sound does the symbol produce? Nothing. This symbol produces no sound. It signifies the ending of the syllable type 3. So, when you have to mix these two words, it will be ra, fatha, ra, and ba, sukoon, b, rabb. So you can see it doesn't make any sound. Rabb. It's not rabba or rabbi. It's just rabb. It's literally no sound at all. But how do we signify? Do we always leave the letter blank like this? No, there is always another way to signify that it is the ending of the syllable type 3. This will be done by adding a small circle on top. And this circle is what you call the Sukoon symbol. This circle on top of any alphabet that comes at the end of the word is called a Sukoon symbol, and the letter it is upon is called sakin. So in this case, the ba will be the sakin and the symbol on top of ba is called the sukoon. So ba is the sakin and this is sukoon. So what did we do so far? We learned that sometimes in the Arabic alphabet there are certain sounds that are not vowels. This sound is what you call put by a symbol on top. The symbol is known as sukoon. This sukoon will not produce any sound. There's no way it's going to produce any sound. That's why it's not a vowel. What is it going to do? It's just going to end the vowel. It's just going to end the syllable type 3. It's just at the ending of each word. Not each word, most of the words. So when you want to end a word with something, we put a sukoon on top. This sukoon is called syllable sukoon, and it is used in type 3. Okay, and the letter at the end which it's upon is called a sakin. So in this case, the ba is the sakin and then this is the sukoon. So syllables in Arabic language, right? We finished the type 1 and type 2. Today we'll be doing the type 3 with the help of our sukoon knowledge. We just now learned another symbol called sukoon. With that knowledge, we'll learn the type 3 because it involves sukoon. Type 3 involves sukoon. Let's see how. So this is an example here, right? There's ra and then there's fatha. So ra and fatha is ra. Obviously we know that. Now this ba is blank. So whenever if a letter is blank and it's at the end of the word, then think it is sukoon. Think there's this imaginary sukoon on top of it. Sometimes the sukoon will be there, sometimes it's not there. So when it's not there, you need to think like it's an imaginary sukoon. That's why we'll tell this as rab. There's ba sound, but it's not actually a vowel, right? It's rab. You don't have rabba. You don't have rabi. You just have rab. So there's ba sound coming, but it's stopped. It's a full stop kind of thing. Sukoon. So now let's go more deeper into the type 3 version. So Type 3 is when you have a consonant and a vowel, just like the type 1, and another consonant after it. So till this ra and fatha, it was type 1, right? We saw that ra and fatha, if we don't see the ba, it's type 1. But if we add the ba, which is another consonant, then that will become type 3. In Arabic, you can never have two or more consecutive syllables, consonants in the same syllable. Consecutive means one after another. You can't have the same syllable. You can't have the same consonant one after the other without having a vowel in the middle. You have to have a vowel in the middle. So in Arabic, you can never have two or more consecutive consonants in a single syllable. A syllable can have more than one consonant, but when it does have more than one consonant, then it will only have vowel. It will not be a consonant after that. There will be a consonant, a vowel, and then another consonant. There is no Arabic syllable where you have a consonant and then a consonant. That doesn't happen. Like in the English, there is a word called extra. So in extra, there is tr. After T, there is R. That will not happen in Arabic. There is no consonant and then another consonant. There is just consonant, vowel, and then after it, if you want, there can be another consonant. Now, last question. Can a syllable ever begin with a sukoon? No. A sakin letter will always signify the end of a syllable. Like I told you, the sukoon is almost always found at the end of an alphabet, of a word. So if the letter is blank at the end, it means that the word has come to an end. So that's what it means. The sakin letter always signifies the ending of a syllable. This means that the syllable has ended. This ba means the syllable has ended. Since the syllable type 3 is quite a new concept to us, we will be doing a lot of practice on this. So today's focus will be on syllable type 3, but just as a revision, we'll be practicing the other two syllables as well. So in each word, we'll go through them and we'll learn whether they're syllable type 1, type 2, and type 3. And words are made up of different syllables. So in a same word can have 2 or 3 different types. So let's look at them. Ha and then kasra. This is called a consonant and a vowel. A consonant and a vowel, as we have told, is syllable type 1. It's the easiest syllable we have ever learned. So, hi. Then there is dal and alif. This is a long vowel. Alif is a long vowel, right? So, da. It will be a syllable type 2. So, hida. So, till here we learned that there is syllable type 1 and then there is syllable type 2. Now comes the syllable type 3 because you can see the sukoon here clearly. The sukoon is mentioned here clearly. So hidad. Can you see that? There's no sound. It's like it stopped at the. It just stopped there. It's not da or it's not d. It's just the. It's not a fatha. Some people confuse sukoon with a fatha. So this, I'm here to tell you, it's not a fatha at all. It's the. It's hidad. Just hidad. Now let's go to the next one. Ain. Then there is dhamma. This is syllable type 1 because it's a consonant and then a long vowel. Then a vowel, a short vowel. Then in the middle, there we see the sheen and then sukoon. This is not actually exception. Like we told you that syllable type 3 is very common. So it means it can come at each and every word. It can come at each and every place of the word. So it can come at the middle and at the end. The only place it cannot come is at the beginning because, as we have clarified, a syllable type 3 will not have a sukoon at the beginning. It will only have a sukoon at the middle of the word or at the end of the word. So over here we see the case where it has at the middle of the word. So it's ush. Can you see the sheen sound? Ush. We see the ain and dhamma u, then sh. Ush, because sheen and sukoon, right? Ush. Now after that there's ba and dhamma. Bu. This is syllable type 1. We have seen this. Ush, bu. Ush, bu. Next, kha, kasra, khi, which is obviously syllable type 1. Then ta, alif, ta, khita. Now ba and sukoon, syllable type 3 here. Pay attention, it's syllable type 3. So khitab, khitab. That's how a sukoon is, right? There's just no sound. When it's at the ending, there's no sound at all. So khitab. Then ghain. Ghain, it can be a fatha on top. Ghain, fatha, and then the sound will be gha. Ghain, fatha, gha. Then صاد ألف صا غصا غصا. This till here we see that type 1 and type 2. Alright, I want you to keep this in mind. This is type 1 and this is type 2. Even if I am not specifying it, you should keep this in mind. So till here it's type 1 and type 2. Now there is dal and then there's kasra, D. But then there's ra and sukoon. So it will become der, der. This is syllable type 3. This is a perfect example of syllable type 3. So غصادر غصادر غصادر. Now ain alif. There's syllable type 2. A pa kasra. Okay, till here it looks like syllable type 1. But wait, there's sheen and then there's sukoon, which obviously makes it syllable type 3. So tush, tush, because there's a kasra, so tush. We can hear the very clearly this pa and this sheen voice. So there's syllable type 2 and then syllable type 3. Atish, atish, atish. Now the last one, Dad Fatha, syllable type 1, but then there is Sukoon, so we know that's syllable type 3. Ra Sukoon, R, Dar, Dar, Ba Fatha, no, Ba Kasra, B, Dar, B. This is syllable type 1, we know that. So Dar, B. Now I'll be doing this 2 more times so it becomes clear. But before we continue, I need you to pause this video and try to do this on your own. First identify the syllable, the type of syllable, and then identify whether it's syllable type 3 or not. We are focusing on syllable type 3 this time. Okay? So first you identify the type of syllable and then you see if it's syllable type 3 and how will you pronounce it when it's syllable type 3. So I'll be doing this 2 more times now. Ha, kasra, hi. Dal, alif, da, hida, dal, sukoon, d, hidad. Ain, dhamma, u. Sheen, sukoon, sh, ush. Ba, dhamma, bu, ush, bu. Kha, kasra, khi. Ta, alif, ta, khita. Ba, sukoon, bu, khitab, khitab. Ghain, فتحة غا صاد ألف صا غصا دال كسرة را سكون در غصادر عين ألف ع طا كسرة شين سكون طش عاطش ضاد فتحة را سكون ضر با كسرة بي ضر بي. Now let's do this one last time. This time I'll be specifying the types because the types are also important. Ha kasra hi, dal fatha, dal alif. So ha kasra is type 1 and dal alif is type 2, long vowel. So hida, and then this is the type 3, hidad. Ain, sheen, because there's the sukoon now here, we'll be mixing this and we'll tell this type 3. Even though it looks like type 1 at the beginning, we'll tell this as type 3. So it will become ush. Ba, dhamma, bu. This is obviously type 1 because there's no other word after it. Ush, bu. Kha, kasra, khi, type 1. Ta, alif, type 2. Ta, khita. Ba, dhamma, ba, sukoon. There's not a dhamma, it's a sukoon. B, khitab. This is type 3 obviously. So khitab. Ghain, fatha, gha. Sad, alif, sa. Type 2. This is type 1 and this is type 2. Ghasa, dal, kasra, ra, sukoon. Dir, ghasa, dir. Ain, alif, a. Type 2. Ta, kasra, sheen, sukoon. Tush, atush, type 3. This is type 3. Dad, fatha, ra, sukoon. Dar, type 3. Ba, kasra, b. Dar, b. So I hope this was all clear to you. This is all we'll do today. The rare symbols we'll be doing in the next video, and the next video will be the final video of Arabic syllables. After that, we'll be continuing the Arabic alphabets, which we have to complete. So this is all for today. I hope it was beneficial to you. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment them below, and if you like this video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.